Welcome, you all dear students, in the new chapter of the genetic engineering. That is the techniques of the genetic engineering. We are going to start the very basic and the fundamental technique of the genetic engineering, that is the DNA extraction or the purification of the DNA or isolation of the DNA. In the previous lecture, we have discussed an overview of the techniques of genetic engineering, that was the DNA extraction and the plasmid extraction, obtaining gene of interest, formation of recombinant vector, that is the cutting and joining with the restriction enzymes, introduction of recombinant vector into the host cell, selection or screening of host having the recombinant vector, then making a gene product. Today we are going to discuss the detail of the first technique, that is the DNA extraction and the plasmid extraction. Purification of the DNA from living cell. Every gene manipulation experiments, molecular biology, genetic engineering, recombinant technology requires a source of nucleic acid in the form of either DNA or RNA. It is therefore important that reliable methods are available for isolating these components, these genetic material, these DNA or RNA from the cells. We have to isolate, we have to extract the DNA and RNA from the cell, as cells has other different types of components. The genetic engineer will at different times need to prepare at least three distinct kinds of DNA. जेनेटिक इंजीनियर को तीन different kinds of DNA की जरूरत पड़ती है. For example, total cell DNA. Total cell DNA will often be required as a source of material to obtain genes to be cloned. Total cell DNA से mainly we extract our gene of interest or our target gene, जिसको हमने clone करना है, जिसको हमने express करना है. टोटल सेल डीएनए में भी डीएनए फ्रॉम ए कल्चर ऑफ बैक्टीरिया, हमने बैक्टीरिया कल्चर से टोटल सेल डीएनए एक्सट्रैक्ट कर सकते हैं, or from a plant cell or from animal cells or from any other type of organism that is being studied. Total cell DNA can be extracted from any type of organism depending upon the study or depending upon the gene to be cloned or gene to be expressed. Plasmid DNA, as plasmid is a very important source of the vector, that's why plasmid must be extracted, as plasmid is always present in the bacterial cell or in the yeast cell along with the main chromosome. That's why plasmid must be separated from the main bacterial or the yeast chromosome. DNA. Plasmid DNA must be separated from the main bulk of chromosomal DNA that is also present in the cell. Phage DNA. Phage DNA mainly needed if a phage cloning vector is to be used. जब phage को cloning vector को तौर पर इस्तेमाल करेंगे, then we will extract the phage DNA. Phage DNA is generally prepared from bacteriophage particles rather than from the infected cells. We have to isolate the phage DNA from the bacteriophage particles instead of the infected cells. So there is no problem with contaminating bacterial DNA. There is no chance of the contamination of the phage DNA with the bacterial DNA. However, special techniques are needed to remove the phage capsid. phage capsid से phage DNA को isolate करने के special techniques required हैं. An exception is the double standard replicative form of M13. M13 का जो replicative form है, which is prepared from E. coli cells in the same way as a bacterial plasmid. M13 का जीनोम replicative form में हम उसको इसी तरह isolate करते हैं जैसे हमने plasmid को isolate करना है. Preparation of total cell DNA. The procedure of total DNA preparation from a culture of bacterial cells can be divided into four stages. Here we are going to discuss the extraction or preparation of total cell DNA from the bacteria. If we are going to extract the total cell DNA from bacteria, we have to divide the bacterial DNA extraction process into four stages. Number one, a culture of bacteria is grown and then harvested. Number second, cells are broken open to release their contents. Number third, cell extract is treated to remove all components except the DNA. Number fourth, the resulting DNA solution is concentrated. Basic steps in preparation of total cell DNA from the culture of bacteria. The first step is the culture or the growth of bacteria. Mainly we use the broth culture, a liquid culture for DNA extraction. After culture, we harvest the bacteria by using centrifugation. Centrifugation के बाद हम उससे अपने सेल्स को हार्वेस्ट कर लेंगे. सेंट्रीफ्यूगेशन के बाद जो पैलेट है, पैलेट में हमारे सेल अकुमुलेट करेंगे और जो सुपर नेट है हम उसको डिस्कार्ड कर लेंगे. आफ्टर extraction or after harvesting the cell, we use the solution that is called lysis solution. Lysis solution में जो mainly concentration है, जो combination है इसकी, trace EDTA, magnesium chloride, sodium chloride, sodium rudolph sulfate and other salts, these will lyse the cell. इससे सेल क्या हो जाएगा, lysis हो जाएगा, सेल के जो components हैं वो release out हो जाएंगे. The cells are removed and broken to give a cell extract. उससे cell extract produce हो जाएगा. सेल एक्सट्रैक्ट इट नाउ इट कंटेन्स ऑल टाइप्स ऑफ मटेरियल. इसमें प्रोटीन्स भी हैं, इसमें आरएनए भी है, इसमें डीएनए भी है, इसमें कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स भी हैं, इसमें सेल के सारे कंपोनेंट्स मौजूद हैं. आफ्टर लाइसिस के बाद हम क्या करेंगे, लाइसिस के बाद हम इसको ट्रीट करेंगे प्रोटीएज और आरएनएज के साथ. प्रोटीएज दैट इज to use the degradation or the lysis of the protein and the RNAs for the RNA. जब हम इससे RNA और जो प्रोटीन्स को जब रिमूव करेंगे, जो बाकी हमारे पास कंपोनेंट होगा that is the pure DNA. The DNA is purified from the cell extract by degrading the proteins and RNA. Then we purify when we concentrate our DNA by using ethanol. ethanol से हम अपने DNA को concentrate कर लेंगे. Growing and harvesting a bacterial culture. Now we are going to discuss the detail of each step. The basic step is the bacterial growth and harvesting of the bacterial cell from the bacterial culture. Most bacteria can be grown in a liquid medium, that is the broth culture. The culture medium provides essential nutrients that will allow the bacteria to grow and divide efficiently. कल्चर मीडियम होता है वो बैक्टीरिया को एफिशिएंट न्यूट्रिएंट प्रोवाइड करता है जिससे वो ग्रो करता है और डिवाइड करता है. There are different types of medium, but for DNA extraction we use the M9 medium and the LB medium, Luria Bertani medium. M9 is an example of defined medium. Defined medium वो medium होता है that in which all the components are known. Defined media must be used when the bacterial culture has to be grown under precisely controlled condition. जब bacterial culture को हम controlled condition में grow करना चाहते हैं, then we use the defined medium. Second type of medium is the Luria Bertani, that is the LB medium, is a complex or undefined medium. Undefined medium meaning that the precise identity and quantity of its components are not known. Mean what is the actual composition. इसमें जो yeast extract हम इस्तेमाल करते हैं उसकी composition क्या है, उसमें जो chemical composition है वो completely known नहीं होती. That is called the undefined medium. After culturing or growth of the bacterial cells, we have to harvest the bacterial cells from the culture. Harvesting is the separation of the bacterial cells from the culture. Harvesting is performed by spinning the culture in a centrifuge. Low centrifugation speeds will pellet the bacteria at the bottom of centrifuge tube, allowing the culture medium to be poured off. Bacteria from a 1000 ml culture at maximum cell density can then be resuspended into volume of 10 ml or less. Then we have to resuspend the bacteria in 10 ml. बैक्टीरियल कल्चर है हमारे पास. इस बैक्टीरियल कल्चर से हमने अपना जो बैक्टीरिया उसको हार्वेस्ट करना है. तो हार्वेस्टिंग के लिए मेनली वी यूज द सेंट्रीफ्यूगेशन. सेंट्रीफ्यूगेशन के बाद जो हमारा बैक्टीरियल है, द सेंट्रीफ्यूगेशन स्पीड इज द 8000 rpm for 10 minutes. After centrifugation we will take our bacteria at the pellet or at the bottom of the test tube. जो upper portion है this will be discarded. This is the supernet and this will be discarded. अब चूंकि इसके साथ हमारा कोई कंसर्न नहीं है, हमारे बैक्टीरियल सेल्स हमारे pellet में मौजूद हैं. अब pellet से जो बैक्टीरियल सेल्स हैं इसको हम रिसस्पेंड कर लेंगे and then use the further steps. Second step of the total cell DNA preparation is the preparation of cell extract. अब हमने सेल एक्सट्रैक्ट को प्रिपेयर करना है. बैक्टीरियल सेल हमारे पास आ गया, हमने बैक्टीरिया को कल्चर किया और हार्वेस्ट किया. बैक्टीरिया हार्वेस्टिंग के लिए सेंट्रीफ्यूगेशन का इस्तेमाल किया और बैक्टीरियल सेल्स हमारे पास पेलेट में मौजूद है. अब उसको हमने करना है सस्पेंड करने के बाद अब हमने सेल एक्सट्रैक्ट को प्रिपेयर करना है. व्हाट इज सेल एक्सट्रैक्ट, हाउ वी कैन प्रिपेयर द सेल एक्सट्रैक्ट. द बैक्टीरियल सेल इज इनक्लोज्ड इन साइटोप्लाज्मिक मेम्ब्रेन एंड सराउंडेड बाय a rigid cell wall. चूंकि बैक्टीरियल सेल के पास सेल वॉल भी है और साइटोप्लाज्मिक मेम्ब्रेन भी है और उसका जो न्यूक्लियर मटेरियल, इसका जो न्यूक्लियस है, जो इसका जेनेटिक मटेरियल है, वो साइटोप्लाज्म में मौजूद है. वी हैव टू ब्रेक द सेल वॉल, वी हैव टू ब्रेक द सेल मेम्ब्रेन. With some species, including E. coli, the cell wall may itself be enveloped by a second outer membrane. कुछ species में प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन के साथ सेल वॉल के अलावा आउटर मेम्ब्रेन भी होती है, like the in gram-negative bacteria. All of these barriers have to be disrupted to release the cell components. अब हमने इन तमाम barriers को remove करने हैं ताकि जो हमारे cell components हैं वो release out हो जाएं. Techniques for breaking apart bacterial cells can be divided into physical methods or chemical methods. तो cells को break down करने के लिए हम physical method भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं और chemical method भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. In physical method, cells are disrupted by mechanical forces. In chemical method, cell lysis is brought about by exposure to chemical agents that affect the integrity of cell barriers. Chemical methods are most commonly used with bacterial cells when the object is DNA preparation. Chemical lysis generally involve one agent attacking the cell wall and another disrupting the cell membrane. जब उन्हें DNA को प्रिपेयर करना होता है तो मेनली वी यूज द केमिकल मेथड्स. उसमें एक जो केमिकल है वो सेल वॉल को डिस्टर्ब करता है, दूसरा सेल मेम्ब्रेन को डिस्टर्ब करता है. The chemicals that are used depend on the species of the bacterium. Different species have different integrity, and that's why we use different types of chemicals. E. coli and related organisms, the cell wall disruption is done by using lysozyme, that is the cell wall degrading enzyme, cell wall disrupting enzyme, ethylene diamine tetracetate EDTA, or the combination of both. हम इन दोनों को अलग भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, इन दोनों को combination में भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. Lysozyme, mainly it is present in the egg white and different types of secretion, tears, saliva, etc. Mainly it digests the polymeric compounds that give the cell wall its integrity. It degrade, it damage, it break the beta 1,4 linkage in the peptidoglycan in the name and neck. EDTA, ethylene diamine tetracetate, removes the magnesium ions that are essential for preserving the overall structure of the cell envelope. EDTA magnesium ions को remove करता है. magnesium ions जो कि cell envelope की structure को maintain करने में helpful होता है. and it also inhibits cellular enzymes that could degrade DNA. ये उन enzymes को भी inhibit करता है जो DNA को degrade करते हैं. Under some conditions, the detergent sodium dodecyl sulfate SDS, that is an ionic detergent, is also added. Detergents aid the process of lysis by removing lipid molecules. Detergents mainly lipid molecule के plasma membrane पे act करते हैं, removing lipid molecules and thereby cause disruption of the cell membrane. After cell lysis, the final step in preparation of cell extract is removal of insoluble cell debris. Components such as partially digested cell wall fractions can be pelleted by centrifugation, leaving the cell extract as reasonably clear supernatant. Cell lysis, that is the breakdown of the components of the cell wall, disruption of the cell wall and disruption of the plasma membrane or cell membrane. सेल वॉल को डिस्ट्रक्शन के लिए हम लाइसोजाइम का इस्तेमाल करेंगे और प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन को डिस्ट्रक्शन के लिए हमने एसडीएस का इस्तेमाल किया. जब दोनों सेल जो दोनों मेम्ब्रेन्स हैं वो डिस्टर्ब हो जाएंगी, देन ऑल द सेलुलर कंपोनेंट्स विल लीक आउट. सेलुलर कंपोनेंट्स के लीक आउट होने के बाद जो ये मटेरियल, दिस इज कॉल्ड द सेल एक्सट्रैक्ट. अब इस सेल एक्सट्रैक्ट में हमारे पास सारी चीज़ें मौजूद हैं. डीएनए भी है, आरएनए भी है, प्रोटीन्स भी हैं और अदर कंपोनेंट्स भी हैं, सेल डेब्रिज भी मौजूद है यहाँ पे. अब हमने क्या करना है, अपने सेल डेब्रिज को अपना जो रिक्वायर्ड डीएनए आरएनए प्रोटीन से सेपरेट करना है. For that purpose we use a centrifuge. Cell extract को हमने centrifuge किया. After centrifugation the cell debris will removed. जब centrifuge किया तो cell debris will present or will found in the pellet and the supernatant having our DNA, RNA and protein. अब next step हमने क्या करना है, अब next step हमने प्रोटीन और RNA को remove करना है जिस में हमारा जो DNA वो separate out हो जाएगा. अब पहले हमने क्या किया, पहले हमने growth किया, फिर हमने harvest किया, फिर हमने सेल को lysis किया. सेल को lysis करने के बाद हमने DNA, RNA, प्रोटीन को separate किया. Cell lysis, then centrifugation of the cell extract to remove the insoluble debris. Purification of DNA from cell extract. Cell extract contains significant quantities of proteins and RNA in addition to DNA. जो हमारा सेल एक्सट्रैक्ट है उसमें प्रोटीन्स भी हैं, उसमें RNA भी है, उसमें DNA भी है। अब हमने क्या करना है, अब हमने जो सेल एक्सट्रैक्ट है उसमें DNA को सेपरेट करना है प्रोटीन और RNA से। A variety of methods can be used to purify the DNA from this mixture. इस मिक्सचर से DNA को प्यूरिफाई करने के लिए डिफरेंट मेथड्स मौजूद हैं। One approach is to treat the mixture with reagents which degrade the contaminants, leaving a pure solution of DNA. एक अप्रोच ये है कि हमने जो एक्सट्रैक्ट है उस एक्सट्रैक्ट में रिएजेंट इस्तेमाल करने के बाद कंटेमिनेंट्स को रिमूव करें, डिग्रेड करें, जिससे हमारा जो DNA प्योर फॉर्म में एक्सट्रैक्ट हो जाए या प्योर फॉर्म में आइसोलेट हो जाए। Second method is the use of ion exchange chromatography, that is to separate the mixture into various components. जो हमारे मिक्सचर को डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट्स में सेपरेट करेगा, जिसमें डीएनए अलग हो जाएगा, जिसमें प्रोटीन अलग हो जाएंगे, इसमें आरएनए अलग हो जाएगा. So the DNA is removed from the proteins and RNA in the extract. So there are two methods. One method is used to degrade the contaminants for the separation of DNA, and second is the ion exchange chromatography technique that separate the DNA from the contaminants. डिग्रेडेशन ऑफ द कंटेमिनेंट्स में हमने क्या किया, हमने जो कंटेमिनेंट्स हैं प्रोटीन्स और आरएनए उसको हमने क्या किया, उनको हमने डिग्रेड किया. ट्रीटिंग विद द रिएजेंट्स व्हिच डिग्रेड द कंटेमिनेंट्स लाइक द proteins and RNA and leaving our DNA in the solution, this solution having our pure DNA. That is the treatment of the extract with the reagents. The second step is the separation of DNA from the contaminants. Separation or separating the mixture into different fractions, one of which is pure DNA. हमने जो प्रोटीन्स और आरएनए है उनको सेपरेट किया, कंटेमिनेंट्स को सेपरेट कर दिया अपने प्योर डीएनए से. सो टू मेथड्स हैं, one is by using the reagents that degrade the protein and RNA, and second is the separation technique that separate our pure DNA from the contaminants. Removing contaminants by organic extraction and enzyme digestion. The standard way to deproteinize a cell extract is to add phenol or 1% mixture of phenol and chloroform. That's why it is also called phenol chloroform method, जिसमें हमने contaminants को, proteins को और RNA को separate करना है अपने desired DNA से. These organic solvents precipitate proteins. इसमें जो proteins हैं वो precipitate हो जाएंगी, but leave the nucleic acid, that is the DNA and RNA, in aqueous solution. After using organic chemicals, if the cell extract is mixed gently with the solvent, जब हम organic chemical को इस्तेमाल करेंगे, cell extract को हम mix करेंगे, and the layers then separated by centrifugation. After centrifugation, the layers will separated. उसमें जो precipitated protein molecules हैं that are left as a white coagulated mass at the interface between the aqueous and organic layers. दो layers बन जाएंगे हमारे पास, एक organic layer, दूसरी aqueous layer, तीसरी precipitated protein layer. एक्वस लेयर में हमारा डीएनए और आरएनए मौजूद होंगे और ऑर्गेनिक लेयर्स में हमारा फिनोल मौजूद होगा. The aqueous solution of the nucleic acids can then be removed with the pipette. With some cell extracts, the protein content is so great that single phenol extraction is not sufficient to completely purify the nucleic acids. Some cell extracts में protein content बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, इसलिए nucleic acid की purification के लिए single phenol extraction काफ़ी नहीं होता. For that purpose, this problem could be solved by carrying out several phenol extraction one after other. इस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए several phenol extraction इस्तेमाल की जा सकते हैं, but this is undesirable as each mixing and centrifugation step results in a certain amount of breakage of DNA molecule. ये प्रोसेस undesirable है क्योंकि बार बार मिक्सिंग से और सेंट्रीफ्यूगेशन से जो हमारा DNA मॉलिक्यूल है उसके ब्रेकेज के चांसेस ज़्यादा हो सकते हैं, उसकी जो अमाउंट है कंसंट्रेशन भी कम हो सकती है. The answer is to treat the cell extract with a protease such as the pronase or proteinase K before phenol extraction. इस प्रॉब्लम को या प्रोटीन की जो ज़्यादा अमाउंट है कंटेंट्स मौजूद हैं इस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए फिनोल एक्सट्रैक्शन से पहले हमने अपना जो एक्सट्रैक्ट है उसको प्रोटीएज लाइक द प्रोनेज और प्रोटीनेज K से ट्रीट करेंगे ताकि फिनोल एक्सट्रैक्शन मेथड में आसानी हो. These enzymes break polypeptides down into smaller units which are more easily removed by phenol. जो प्रोटीनेज के या प्रोनेज हैं ये पोलीपेप्टाइड्स को ब्रेक करते हैं जिससे प्रोटीन्स इजीली रिमूव होती हैं फिनोल एक्सट्रैक्शन मेथड से. Some RNA molecules, especially messenger RNA, are removed by phenol treatment, but most remain with the DNA and aqueous layer. ज़्यादातर जो आरएनए वो रिमूव हो जाते हैं लेकिन कुछ अमाउंट जो डीएनए की वो कुछ जो अमाउंट है कंसंट्रेशन है जो आरएनए की वो डीएनए के साथ मौजूद रहती है एक्वस लेयर में. The only effective way to remove RNA is with the enzyme ribonuclease RNase A. हम RNase A का इस्तेमाल करेंगे जिससे RNA भी डिग्रेड हो जाएगा, which rapidly degrades these molecules into ribonucleotide subunits. Removal of the protein contaminants by phenol extraction. Cell extract having the protein, RNA and DNA mixed with the phenol. After mixing with the phenol, then we centrifuge this mixture. After centrifugation, it separates into layers. The basic layer, that is the phenol layer, organic layer, the coagulated protein precipitate layer and the aqueous layer having the DNA and RNA. तो हमारा DNA और RNA कौन सी लेयर में होगा? aqueous layer में मौजूद होगा. Sometimes we can also use the isopropanol instead of the phenol. A chemical that is called isoamyl alcohol, it acts as anti-foaming agent in the phenol chloroform extraction. That's why sometimes the phenol chloroform method is also called the PCI phenol chloroform, PCI phenol chloroform isoamyl methods को बोलते हैं. PCI method बोलते हैं phenol chloroform isoamyl. So phenol chloroform isoamyl इसमें phenol भी इस्तेमाल होता है, इसमें chloroform भी isoamyl. तो isoamyl is anti-foaming agent. Ion exchange chromatography technique can also be used to purify the DNA from the cell extract. The simplest way to carry out ion exchange chromatography is to place the resin, that is the positive charge ion, in a glass or plastic column and then add the cell extract to the top. हमने column में resin place करना है, उसके बाद उसमें हमने ऐड करना है cell extract having the protein, DNA and RNA. The cell extract passes through the column and because this extract contains very little salt, all the negatively charged molecules bind to the resins and are retained in the column. जो जितने भी negative charge हैं वो resin के साथ bind करेंगे और column में retain कर जाएंगे. If a salt solution of gradually increasing concentration is now passed to the column, the different types of molecules with elute become unbound. Elute means unbound. If the sequence protein, RNA and finally DNA. इसके बाद हम जो रेजेंस के बाद जब एक्सट्रैक्ट को हम पास करेंगे उसके बाद हमने साल्ट सोल्यूशन पास करने हैं. साल्ट सोल्यूशन इस तरह पास करेंगे, फर्स्ट सीक्वेंस में प्रोटीन्स एल्यूट होंगी, सेकंड में आरएनए एंड थर्ड में डीएनए विल एल्यूटेड आर सेपरेटेड. Two salt solutions are used. One whose concentration is sufficient to elute the proteins and RNA. एक salt solution वो होगा जो proteins और RNA को separate करेगा, leaving just DNA to bound. Then we use the second solution of highest concentration which elutes the DNA. हम जो second solution इस्तेमाल करेंगे उसकी जो concentration होगी उसकी ज़्यादा होगी, क्यों? वो DNA को separate करेगा. Now it free from the proteins and RNA contaminants. तो आयन एक्सचेंज क्रोमेटोग्राफी में पहले डीएनए ने रेजिन के साथ बाइंड किया, देन साल्ट कंसंट्रेशन में प्रोटीन सेपरेट हुए, आरएनए सेपरेट हुए और एट द एंड वी यूज हाई कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ साल्ट व्हिच सेपरेट्स द डीएनए. Attachment of DNA to ion exchange particles. These are the positive ion particles, resins. As the DNA is negatively charged, it bound with the resins particles. When we use the salt, these will separated out from the resins or from the positively charged ions particle. Attachment to the ion exchange particles. Then we purify the DNA by column chromatography. The solution passes through the column can be collected by gravity flow or by spin column method in which the column is placed in a low speed centrifugation. Cell extract हमने ion exchange जो resins था उससे पास किया. Then we use the salt having the less concentration. This salt elute the proteins and RNA, इसको हम discard कर लेंगे. Then we use the more salt solution that eluted the DNA. सो आयन एक्सचेंज में पहले डीएनए ने बाइंड किया, देन उसको हमने सेपरेट किया बाय यूजिंग साल्ट कंसंट्रेशन, मोर साल्ट कंसंट्रेशन. लेस साल्ट कंसंट्रेशन इस्तेमाल करेंगे तो प्रोटीन्स और आरएनए सेपरेट होंगे और मोर साल्ट कंसंट्रेशन इस्तेमाल करेंगे तो डीएनए सेपरेट आउट हो जाएगा. कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ द डीएनए, अब हमने डीएनए को कंसंट्रेट करना है. ऑर्गेनिक एक्सट्रैक्शन ऑफन रिजल्ट्स इन वेरी थिक सॉल्यूशन ऑफ द डीएनए दैट डज नॉट नीड टू बी कंसंट्रेट एनी फर्दर. जो ऑर्गेनिक एक्सट्रैक्शन इस्तेमाल करते हैं उसमें फर्दर कंसंट्रेशन की जरूरत नहीं होती, क्योंकि उसमें जो डीएनए होता है वो थिक होता है, पहले से ही उसकी कंसंट्रेशन ज़्यादा होती है. Other purification methods give more dilute solutions, and it is therefore important to consider methods for increasing the DNA concentration. The most frequently used method of concentration is ethanol precipitation. हम ethanol इस्तेमाल करने से हमारा जो DNA वो precipitate हो जाएगा. In the presence of salt, strictly speaking, monovalent cations such as the sodium ions and at the temperature of -20 degrees are less absolute ethanol efficiently precipitate polymeric nucleic acid. With a thick solution of DNA, the ethanol can be layered on the top of the sample, causing molecules to precipitate at the interface. A speculator trick is to push a glass rod through the ethanol into the DNA solution. When the rod is removed, DNA molecule adhere and can be pulled out of the solution in the form of a long fiber. हम rod से उसको separate कर सकते हैं. Alternatively, if ethanol is mixed with the dilute DNA solution, अगर dilute DNA solution के साथ mix हो गया, the precipitate can be collected by centrifugation and then redissolved in appropriate volume of water. उसको हमने centrifugation से separate करना है. Ethanol precipitation has the added advantage of leaving short chain and monomeric nucleic acid components in the solution. Ribonucleotides produced by ribonuclease treatments are therefore lost at this stage. जो ribonucleotide प्रोड्यूस हुए वो यहाँ पे लॉस हो जाएंगे. Collecting DNA by ethanol precipitation method. Absolute ethanol layered on the top of the concentrated solution of DNA. Then we will isolate, we will withdraw this DNA with a glass rod. हम glass rod से इसको separate करेंगे. For less concentrated solution, अगर जो concentration of solution है वो less है, for less concentrated solution, ethanol is added at a ratio of 2.5 volume of absolute ethanol to 1 volume of DNA solution, and precipitated DNA is collected by the centrifugation. Then we will precipitate the DNA by centrifugation. So ethanol is mainly used for the precipitation or the concentration of the DNA. Measurement of the DNA concentration. It is crucial to know exactly how much DNA is present in a solution when carrying out gene cloning experiments. DNA की concentration must be known while carrying a DNA cloning experiments. Fortunately, DNA concentration can be accurately measured by UV absorbance spectrophotometry के इस्तेमाल से हम DNA की concentration मालूम कर सकते हैं. The amount of UV radiation absorbed by a solution of DNA is directly proportional to the amount of DNA in the sample. जितनी ज़्यादा UV radiation absorb होगी उतना ज़्यादा concentration of DNA ज़्यादा होगा. UV absorbance is measured at 260 nanometer, at which wavelength and absorbance 260 of the one corresponds to 50 mg of double standard DNA per ml. UV absorbance can also be used to check the purity of DNA preparation. With pure sample of DNA, the ratio of absorbance at 260 and 280 nanometer is 1.8. Ratio of less than 1.8 indicate the preparation is contaminated either with proteins or with phenol. अगर 260 और 280 के दरमियान में अगर हमारे पास जो रेशियो 1.8 आ रही है, it means the DNA is pure. अगर रेशियो less than 1.8 आ रही है, it means it is contaminated either with the protein or with the phenol. Other methods for DNA preparation of total cell DNA, mainly we use for the plant DNA extraction. Bacteria are not the only organisms from which DNA may be required. हमें सिर्फ बैक्टीरिया का DNA required नहीं है. Total cell DNA from for example plants, animals, yeast, fungi, algae can also be needed if we are dealing with these types of organisms in genetic engineering. All the basic steps in DNA purification are the same whatever the organisms. Basic steps सब के लिए सेम है. वही lysis होगी, वही जो सेल एक्सट्रैक्ट होगा, वही तरह हमने सबको प्रोटीन्स को और RNA को रिमूव करना है और अपना DNA एक्सट्रैक्ट करना है. But some modification may have to be introduced to take account of the special features of cells being used. कुछ cells में for example plants have the special type of the cell wall having cellulose, lignin, etc. and also have the more concentration of the carbohydrates. That's why we have to use a modified form of the DNA extraction method. The major modification is at the cell breakage stage. The chemicals used for disrupting bacterial cells do not usually work with other organisms. वो केमिकल्स जो बैक्टीरियल सेल वॉल को डिग्रेड करते हैं वो दूसरे ऑर्गेनिज्म की सेल वॉल को डिग्रेड नहीं कर सकते. लाइसोजाइम फॉर एग्जांपल हैज नो इफेक्ट ऑन द प्लांट सेल्स. The lysozymes that break the cell wall of the bacteria have no effect on the cell wall of the plants. Specific degradative enzymes are available for most cell wall types, but often physical techniques such as the grinding frozen material with a mortar and pestle are more efficient for plant cells. On the other hand, most animal cells have no cell wall at all and can be lyzed simply by treating with detergents. Animal cell के पास cell wall है ही नहीं, इसलिए detergent से cell membrane disrupt हो सकती है. Another important consideration is the biochemical content of the cell from which DNA is being extracted. Biochemical contents भी बहुत important role play करते हैं in the cell extraction. With most bacteria, the main biochemicals present in a cell extracts are protein, DNA and RNA. So phenol extraction or protease treatment followed by the removal of RNA with ribonuclease leaves a pure DNA sample. अगर हम सिर्फ phenol extraction method इस्तेमाल करें by treating with the protease, then we can easily purify our DNA sample from the RNA and proteins. These treatments may not, however, be sufficient to give pure DNA if the cells also contain significant quantities of other biochemicals. अगर सेल में दूसरे बायोकेमिकल मौजूद हैं तो ये टेक्निक सफिशिएंट नहीं हो सकती. Plant tissues contain large amounts of carbohydrates that are not removed by phenol extractions. As biochemical contents of plants are different from the bacteria, that's why we cannot use the method that are used for the DNA extraction from bacteria, that is phenol extraction. We use another chemical that is called cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide, that's called CTAB method for the extraction of DNA from the plants. Cell extract after lysis with different types of cell wall degrading and the cell plasma membrane degrading components. We have the cell extract having different types of biochemicals, different types of proteins, RNA and DNA. We use the CTAB method. CTAB, it is a cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. It forms a complex with a nucleic acid. CTAB form a precipitated nucleic acid CTAB complex having all the components. After centrifugation, the nucleic acid CTAB complex will form the pellet, and the other components like the carbohydrates, proteins will found in the supernatant. The supernatant will be discarded, and the pellet will resuspend in 1 molar solution of the NaCl. After this suspension, the breakdown of the complex occurs. The CTAB and the nucleic acid complex will break down, and we use the ethanol for precipitation and the ribonuclease treatment for the removal of the RNA, and we extract the pure DNA. So CTAB method is used for the extraction of the plant DNA. A similar method involves a compound called the guanidinium thiocyanate, which has two properties that make it useful for DNA purification. Guanidinium thiocyanate, it denatures and dissolves all biochemicals other than the nucleic acids and can therefore be used to release DNA from virtually any type of cell or tissues. किसी भी सेल टिश्यू से हम इस DNA एक्सट्रैक्शन के लिए हम इसको इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि ये DNA न्यूक्लिक एसिड के बगैर तमाम बायोकेमिकल्स को डिनेचर कर सकता है. Second, in the presence of guanidinium thiocyanate, DNA binds tightly to silica particles. गोनिडियम थायोसाइनेट की मौजूदगी में डीएनए सिलिका पार्टिकल के साथ टाइटली बाइंड कर सकता है. One possibility is to add the silica directly to the cell extract, but as with the ion exchange methods, it is more convenient to use a chromatography column. This silica is placed in the column and the cell extract added. हम column में silica को add करेंगे, then cell extract will add it in the column. DNA binds to the silica and is retained in the column, whereas the denatured biochemical pass straight through. जो DNA सिलिका के साथ बाइंड करेगा in the presence of guanidinium thiocyanate, और जो जितने denatured biochemicals हैं that will pass through the column. After washing away the last contaminants with guanidinium thiocyanate solution, the DNA is recovered by adding water, which destabilizes the interaction between the DNA molecules and the silica. Water के addition के बाद जो DNA है वो डिस्टेबलाइज हो जाएगा एंड इट विल सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम द सिलिका. DNA purification by guanidinium thiocyanate and silica method. In the presence of the guanidinium thiocyanate, DNA binds to silica particles. guanidinium thiocyanate की मौजूदगी में DNA चूंकि नेगेटिव चार्ज है और सिलिका पार्टिकल पॉजिटिव चार्ज है, दोनों बाइंड कर जाएंगे. DNA molecule bind with the silica particles. When we add the salt, it will separate it. DNA is purified by the column chromatography. Is the column of the chromatography, it having the silica particles. The cell extract is added. After addition of the cell extract, then the denatured biomolecule will pass through, and these molecules will be discarded. By the addition of water, we can separate our DNA. After isolation, the DNA is dissolved in the slightly alkaline buffer, usually the TE buffer. This is called TE buffer, TRIS EDTA buffer, or in ultra pure water at 4 degrees centigrade. These days, most molecular biology supply companies sell kits that enable purification of nucleic acid from a range of sources. Now we can use kit method for the extraction of DNA, for the isolation of DNA from different sources. For cDNA synthesis, a further purification can be performed by the affinity chromatography using oligo DT cellulose to bind the poly A tails of eukaryotic messenger RNA. इसके हमने ओलिगो डी सेलुलोज का इस्तेमाल करना है जो पोली ए टेल के साथ बाइंड करेगा कम्प्लीमेंट्री रीजन के साथ. देन वी कैन सेपरेट अवर मैसेंजर आरएनए. दिस गिव्स substantial enrichment for messenger RNA and enables most of the contaminating DNA, ribosome RNA, and transfer RNA to be removed. That's all about the DNA, total DNA extraction from the bacteria, from the plants, and from all types of other types of organism by using guanidinium thiocyanate. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the plasmid and the phage DNA extraction.